Good day, grade 10. Welcome to our English class. We are now on the second episode of quarter 1 for school year 2020-2021. I am Ma'am Fanny Luna, your MDL English teacher. For this week's episode, we have the lesson title, Textual Aids in Understanding Text. For the most essential learning competency, we are expected to determine the effect of textual aids like advanced organizers, titles, nonlinear illustrations on the understanding of a text. First and foremost, let us define what a linear text is. It is a traditional text that needs to be read from beginning to end to make sense of the text. This is what we usually been doing when reading a selection. We started reading from the title up to the last word on that given text. These are the common examples of linear text. We have short story, novel, letter, and even educational text like the modules that we are using in modular distance learning. Not all are good readers that stayed hooked on what they are reading. Young learners and readers like you found reading boring and uninteresting. And because of that, here is the answer. For you to stay hooked and read the reading, selection, and text more comprehensively and understandably, we have here the nonlinear text. It is not required to be read from beginning to end since its reading path is non-sequential. Textual aids or text aids are also called text features. They are visual elements on a page that stand out from the main text. Now, here are the benefits of using text features, text aids, or textual aids. First, these textual aids are visual aids that help readers to better understand the text they are reading. And secondly, textual aids help readers enhance their learning as they read through the material. Here are the different types of textual aids. We have concept map, flow diagram or sequence chart, Venn diagram, cause and effect diagram, timeline chart, and of course, we have graphic organizer. At this point, let us discuss them one by one. First on our list is what we call concept map. It is a general organizer that shows a central idea with its corresponding characteristics. It can take many different shapes and can be used to show any type of relationship that can be labeled. Now, let us take a look with this given example. We have here on the topmost part a red bordered rectangle wherein the word trees is written. So from trees down to the bottom on the left-hand corner, we have here trees provide oxygen needed by most living organisms. On the center part, trees provide shade. However, on the right-hand corner, we have here trees are used to make paper, which is used to make notepads and is also used to make books. So by using concept map, this might be interesting to the readers and you can easily get the important information you want to get out from the selection that you are about to read. Now, let us have the flow diagram or sequence chart. So it shows a series of steps or events in the order in which they take place. Let us have this given example. The question is, Stuck on Valentine's Day plans? So, here is what you have to answer. Are you in a relationship? So there are two possible answers. It can either be yes or no. If your answer is yes, next question is it serious? Again, there are two possible answers. It can either be yes or no. If your answer is yes, your arrow will fall down into a romantic dinner for two. However, if your answer to the question, if your relationship is serious, if it is no, you are going to head yourself to the closest bar. Now, let us move on. Let us go back to the question. Are you in a relationship? If your answer is no, you will go direct to the bottom, which is head to the closest bar. Venn diagram is one of the most common diagrams that we have been using. A Venn diagram is used to identify, classify, categorize, and recognize similarities and differences of two or more subjects, ideas, thoughts, and/or concepts. In order for us to form a Venn diagram, we need to have two circles. These two circles with portions that overlap. So the overlapping portion should be the portion where to write the similarities. However, on the outer portions of these two circles that overlap, this is the place where we are going to write their differences. Now, let us take a look with the given example. So we have here whales and fish. So we are about to compare the similarities and differences of a whale and a fish. So when it comes to their similarities, both whales and fish can swim, live in water, and both of them have fins. Now, let us move on to the outer portions of the two overlapping circles, and that deals with your differences. So whales live birth, they breathe air, and they have hair. However, fish has scales. Fish lays eggs, and fish breathes water. With this Venn diagram, we can easily see their similarities and differences. Next type of diagram is what we call cause and effect diagram, and this can easily be portrayed using a fishbone diagram. So this examines why something happened or might happen by organizing potential causes into smaller categories. It can also be useful for showing relationships between contributing factors. Now, let us take a look with this given example. In this diagram, we have here four causes: the battery, the bulb, the switch, and the wiring. So, let us have first the battery. Is the battery dead or missing? Let us have the bulb. Is it broken or missing? How about the switch? Is the switch off or stuck? And lastly, we have the wiring. Is the wiring broken or corroded? With all these causes, we have here the effect. The flashlight doesn't work. Next is what we call the timeline chart. So this chart helps you put events in chronological order. Let us take a look with this given example. Here is the timeline on the history of popular social media platforms. So we have here from 2002 up to 2010. So in 2002, LinkedIn had been introduced to the public. It was followed by Facebook on 2004. And in 2005, we have the YouTube. In 2006, Twitter had been introduced. In 2007, we have the Tumblr. And in 2010, we have the Instagram. And in 2010, Pinterest have been introduced to the public. So here is the timeline of the history of popular social media platforms that we have been using and enjoying until now. Another textual aid is the graphic organizer. So graphic organizer is a visual display that has key content information. This kind of textual aids are usually created and designed for those who have trouble organizing information and thoughts. Let us say, going to the grocery to buy stuff. It is really difficult for us to go to the grocery without organizing what we are about to get and buy on that store. So here is the answer. Make a graphic organizer. So we have here at the center groceries to buy. So we have here meat, chicken, and fish. We also have the fresh produce. And examples of this are the lettuce and corn. Dairy are also presented like having yogurt and milk. And lastly, for the baking supplies, we have sugar and flour. So with this, out from the groceries that we have to buy in a grocery store, it can easily be organized and we are making sure that nothing must be left. At this juncture, we are already done discussing textual aids in understanding text. You are now ready to answer the learning task presented on your module. Don't forget to answer your online quiz and perform your performance task. Here are the references I used in crafting and making this video lesson. That's all for this week's episode. This is Ma'am Fanny Luna, your MDL English teacher, signing off. Happy learning. Keep safe, everyone.